Hello, third graders. This is your teacher. I'm so excited to bring you Chapter 4, Lesson 2. This is subtraction with regrouping in the hundreds and thousands. And our lesson objective is to use place value charts to subtract with regrouping. You're going to need to print out the classwork and homework pages. There's a total of 4 pages. You can also do it on Jupyter so that you don't have to use paper at all. Let's take a look at a little poem here about subtracting. It says, more on top, no need to stop. What does that mean? It means that when I look at the math problem, the 7 is more and it's on top. So I don't need to stop. I can just subtract straight through. 7 ones minus 4 ones is 3 ones. This one says, more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So in this case, 8 is more, and it's on the floor. So the 3 is going to go next door and get 10 more. And that's what we're going to learn about today. And then it says, numbers the same, zero's the game. So 7 ones minus 7 ones is 0 in the ones place. So let's take a look. This is the way I would like you to diagram the math you're working on, make representational drawings. And I'd like to demonstrate how to do this math problem, 41 minus 15, using base 10 blocks. Now, this link is included on Jupyter. The downside to this link is that we can only do subtraction up to the hundreds. And this is third grade, so we need to subtract up to the thousands. So let's build that number. The number is 41. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tens. And 1, 1. Now, when I think about that math problem, I'm thinking about 41 minus 15. So there's that 4 tens, there's the 1, and then I've got a 10 and a 5. So I'm subtracting 5 from the 1. Wait a minute, more on the floor. That means that the 1 needs to go next door and get 10 more. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So I'm going to click the subtract button here, and then I'm going to move a 10 to the ones place by regrouping. And now that 1 is added to 10 ones, and I have 11 over here. There were 4 tens over here, and one of them moved over here when I regrouped. And so I still have the same quantity of blocks, 10, 20, 30, 41. But now I can subtract because I moved some over. So I'm going to subtract from this 11 ones, and I'm subtracting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of like crossing them out, huh? And I need to subtract a 10. Oops, I didn't click right on it. There, I got it that time. So I'm subtracting 15. And I can see that my answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones, 6 ones, and 2 tens. 2 tens, 26, and let's check. Hey, I got the right answer. Okay, so what does that look like when I diagram it over here? So I'm going to start with the whole number, just like I did over here with the base 10 blocks. I started with the whole number before I started doing anything else. So there's my 1, 1, and I need 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this was adding, we would put a 10 and a 5, and then we'd count them all. But we're not adding, we're subtracting. We're taking away. So when I look at this math problem, I have 1, 1. I can't subtract 5. It's kind of like having 1 cookie and 5 friends show up. It's not going to work. So maybe I need to open another package, right? I've got more on the floor, so I'm going to go next door. I'm going to go next door to this 10 right here, and I'm going to move it to the ones place. And I need 10 ones now. Whatever moves over to the right means a 10, so 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This group of 10 became 10 ones over here, and now I have 11 total. It's like I carried that 10 over there to the top. I can subtract 5 now because I've got 11 to work with. So I'm going to cross out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many does that leave me? It leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. 6 ones. I'm going to make a little O here so it doesn't look like a 0. And I need to subtract a 10. So I'm going to come over here and subtract a 10. Just like that. Now, this 10's already been moved over, so I'm not going to cross it out. I moved it. I've got 2 left, so I'm going to write 2 10s. What does that look like over here? When I've got 1 and I need to subtract 5, I've got more on the floor, so the 1 goes next door. Remember, the 1 went next door and got a 10? So this 4 is going to give a 10. And remember, I had 3. So that 4 becomes a 3. 1 10 moves over here. There's that 10, and it turns into 10 ones, and it's going to combine with that 1 1 right there, and now I have 11. And I'm going to cross that out because I'm using that 1 up there now. So here's that 11. 11 minus 5, that's a math fact, is a 6. And 3 minus 1, that's another math fact, that's going to be a 2. So 3 minus 1 leaves 2. Okay, let's do another one. On your paper, I want you to go ahead and build this math problem. You're going to start by creating that number right there. 9 ones, 4 10s, 2 hundreds, 3 thousands. So please pause the video and do that. When you press play, you'll see that I've already built it. Please pause. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And if you haven't finished yet, please be sure to press pause before we move on. Because now I've built this number, this 3,249, I'm ready to subtract. And let's remember that subtracting means I'm crossing off. I'm not going to put 6 ones here for this. I'm not. So I'm going to take that 9 and subtract 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 9 minus 6 leaves 3. 3. 4 10s minus 2 10s. 4 10s minus 2 10s. There's 1 10. There's a second 10. So when I subtract 2 10s, that leaves 2 10s. 2 and 2. And now I'm looking in the hundreds. 200 minus 900. Well, I've got to borrow. There's more on the floor, so the 2 needs to go next door. So the 2 is going to go next door, and it's going to borrow 1 whole 1,000. It's not borrowing 1. It's not borrowing 1. It's borrowing 1,000. This 1,000 is going to go over here, but I can't write 1,000 in the hundreds place. So I'm going to draw an arrow showing that this 1,000 is coming back to the hundreds place. And I know that 1,000 is the same as 10 hundreds. So I'm just going to exchange. This 1,000 is now going to become 10 hundreds. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. This 1,000 moved over here. And now I have 12,000 here. So 12,000, what did I just say? 1,200. I've got 1,200 over there. So what does that look like with my numbers? This 2 went next door and borrowed a 10. It borrowed a 10 hundreds. So there's that 10. And this 2 is 200, and it's going to go right there. And I'm going to cross that 2 off because I'm not going to use it for something else. I put it up here with that. And this 3,000, it's not 3,000 anymore. It's 2,000. So I'm going to change that to a 2,000. And now I'm ready to finish subtracting. I can take off 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 700, 800, 900. And that leaves 3 hundreds. So 1,200 minus 900 leaves 300. Let's do the thousands. 2,000 minus 1,000. 2,000 minus 1,000 leaves 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to do one more here, and then I'm going to ask you to practice on your own. So problem number 2, I want you to start by building 6,200. And then when you have that drawn on your paper, press play so you can see how I solve this math problem. All right, please pause. Okay, so this is what this number 6,200 looks like. I've got 6,000 and 200s, and I'm ready to subtract 800s. And I can see that if I have 0 ones, give away 0 ones, I'm still going to have 0 ones. 0 tens minus 0 tens is still 0 tens. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If they're both the same, 0 is the game. And they're both zeros. So this is a 0, and this is a 0. All right, 200, give away 8. Oh, I can't do that. I've got more on the floor. So the 2 is going to go next door and borrow. This 2 is going to go next door and borrow. But it's borrowing 1 whole 1,000. It's not borrowing a 1. So I'm going to circle the 1,000 and draw an arrow showing that it's moving over here. It's not being subtracted yet. It's just moving over. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 10 hundreds. Here's my 10 hundreds. And go ahead and draw that. So if you need to press pause, please do that. I'm going to go ahead and start subtracting. If you're not ready, press pause. So 200 became 1,200. This 2 went to the 6 and it borrowed 10. It borrowed 1,000, which became 10 hundreds. So this 2 and that 10 hundreds becomes 12 in the hundreds place. And I'm going to cross off that 2 because I don't want to use it for something else. I'm already using it up there. And this 6 is not a 6 anymore. It gave away a 1. And I know that 6 minus 1 is 5. Now where did that 1 go? It's right there. Okay, now I'm ready to subtract. And I've got 12 minus 8. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to cross off 8. 4, 5, 6. This is me subtracting. 7, 8. And that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds. 4 hundreds. 4 hundreds. So 12 minus 8 equals 4. Now I've got 500, 1, 2, 500, 5,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and I'm not subtracting anything. So 5,000 minus nothing is 5,000. Oh, let me finish writing that. Okay, so this is the end of the direct instruction video, and I want you to use the next video because the answers will be there. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to move on to this math problem here. The answers to all of the practice will be in the next video. So please use the next video.